That's right. It is Kneecap Biting with Smokin Jeremy B. We are talking about the Super Bowl and one subject outside of the NFL because it's pretty big sports news. It's probably the biggest sports news in the last, well, since 1984, to be exact. And then we're going to go over possible who's going to win what award after we get done talking about our Super Bowl prediction. All right. We got a few comments already before we get started. Patty Grimes says, "What's up?" John Robinson says, "Good evening, Smokin' Jay." Patty Grimes says, 80 degrees here in Florida. It was a balmy 43 here in Michigan. I'll take it after it was negative last week. Uh, Brian Roy says, "Hi, guys." And Eric Dalton says, "What's up, guys?" Love everybody for hopping in the comments right away. Let's get to it. All right. So last night we saw history being made on the NBA floor. Lakers versus OKC. The Lakers came up short, but LeBron scored 38 points when he needed 36 to surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the all-time scoring leader record holder for the NBA. Say what you want about him. This is one of the greatest individual achievements that anybody can achieve in their sport. And kudos to him. But I can't call him the GOAT yet, personally. And I'm going to leave it at that. Will, what do you think about LeBron's achievement?
Yeah, it's one of the, it's up there with like Cal Ripken Jr.'s consecutive game. That no one's going to beat that. Look at the guy. Like, yeah, it's one of the best. It's not my GOAT either. He's not at the championship ring level that Jordan is. Achievements. Fun fact: he has scored more on the road than home, and most of his points are from layups. Typical LeBron. Top 4 in scoring of all time. One at least played for the Lakers. That's Karl Malone, Kareem, LeBron.
Yeah, Kobe's
And
fifth now.
Also fun.
Yeah, he's at a top. It's a 4 out of the 5.
4 out. Also, the fun, cool thing was Chamberlain was there when Kareem broke it. Kareem was there when LeBron broke it. But that is pretty cool to see when one legend is there to watch history.
Yeah, it's funny that every time a legend's title has been broken in the NBA, the legend whose record was broke was in attendance at that time.
And Ray Allen were there when Steph broke the 3-point record. So I love it.
All right, Shannon, what's your thoughts on the subject?
Well, being a long-time Laker fan, my father, been all LA everything. He's the only thing he got me to like was the lake in Los Angeles. So, but congrats to LeBron. I'm always going to look at Kareem and Magic as 2 of the anchors when I was growing up as a Laker. They asked me a lot, Jeremy, so are you a LeBron fan or are you a Laker fan? I said, well, let's see. I was born in 75. I started following the Lakers when Magic went and had to play center for the Lakers against the 76ers because Kareem was out. So I said, what does that tell you?
Amen.
I'm a Laker fan.
I'm just a sports fan in general.
I respect LeBron as a player. I'm glad he did it in a Laker uniform, but it's to me, it's up there. And like you said, he's not the GOAT. Everybody's gonna, be a Laker fan. I'll be honest with you. Jordan's the best because he never lost the NBA Finals. Who was to say what would have happened if he didn't retire after his father passed away? Who knows? He might have won 7 or 8.
And here's something else. And I'm going to go throw a curveball about Jordan. It's funny that Jordan couldn't beat the Pistons until he had Scottie Pippen. Otherwise, he'd have never made it to an NBA final.
Absolutely.
And it's funny that the rules changed that made Jordan a more prolific scorer, and they continued, and now we have this.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
sugarcoating it. Jordan, LeBron, yeah, the Motor City Bad Boys was MJ's kryptonite till he had Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
And then after he had Scottie Pippen, a couple of years later, they added a former Piston to even make their defense better. They added Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
And that was when Dennis
Absolutely.
Rodman went off the rails. I mean, he was pretty straight-laced when he was playing under Chuck Daly, and all next thing you know, he comes out with green hair and a nose ring in Chicago.
Right. Right. Yeah, he kind of went downhill after that, didn't he?
Yep. So I'm going to address a few comments, and then we'll get into some Super Bowl talk.
That's good.
Where is it? Okay. So I can't go back on some of the messages for some reason. It's different than it used to be, but congrats to him. Oscar Robinson, Jordan, Magic, Kobe, and the Queen James for Eric Dalton. And King SJ. I forgot Dennis Rodman played for the Pistons.
No, it's been hard not.
Eddie Grimes. I don't even like MJ and Kobe, but they are ahead of LeBron. But congrats to him. DC8091 says, Bill Lambier, good to see you, DC. Thanks for everybody joining in on the comments. It's been a weird week. I've been doing shows every day this week because I've been a guest on my publisher's podcast, and I got to do another one after this. So we're going to move into the Super Bowl talk. For the first time in NFL history, we have two African-American QBs playing, and how apropos is it that they're playing in Black History Month here in February against each other in the Super Bowl? Will, what do you think of that?
So on the South Florida Tribune YouTube channel, and I couldn't say it better myself, Jeremy. I give you one because you just killed it on there. Most African Americans enter the league are asked to switch positions. Look at Denard Robinson. Look at, I was asked, but he didn't. Just yeah. What else? I'm trying to think of one.
I mean,
Terrell,
I'm going to go back in
Terrell
history
Pryor.
for you.
Wasn't Terrell Pryor?
Yeah, but Terrell Pryor came in and he tried to play QB, and he couldn't do it in the NFL. He couldn't read a defense any more than an illiterate person could read C-spot run.
Who was that other all switched?
But anyways, I want to go through that real quick. But
I'll keep going
it's
still.
the HBCUs. The HBCUs started having great talent in the 50s at quarterback. And when they came into the NFL, they were asked to switch to running back, wide receiver, tight end, and sometimes corners and safeties. But that being, your internet is really getting spotty. So I was trying to help you finish your thought there, Will. Yeah, you're like cutting. No, it's like cutting in and out while you're talking. That's why I was trying to help you with your thought. But the ones that
come back,
yeah, why don't you try to pop out and come back? I'll get you right back in. But to finish what you were saying, the ones that paved the way for the African American QBs, it wasn't Steve McNair, it wasn't Michael Vick. Yeah, it looks like you got a good strong signal now. It was Warren Moon and Randall Cunningham that paved the way for the African American QBs. If it wasn't for them coming in and having the success they did in the late 70s and through the 80s, we wouldn't have seen Dante Culpepper. We wouldn't have seen Steve McNair. We wouldn't have seen Vince Young. We wouldn't have seen all these quarterbacks coming out of college getting a chance to even play at quarterback. Doug Williams was the first one that won a Super Bowl back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying those guys were playing.
Say.
Those guys, the two Warren Moon and Randall Cunningham, they were playing a long time before any of those guys were mentioned.
And the QBs now, like Mahar, they have those guys to thank.
Right.
And say thank you.
Donovan McNabb was in the 2000s. That's even after Vic. He was a rookie after Vic.
Vic was
take it in
98,
99, 2000, somewhere right around there.
Something like that. My connection.
Ian Rappaport says, breaking news, Lions promote Brian Ducker to DB coach. So, no, Brian Duker is the safety coach. Dre Bly is the cornerbacks coach. It's two different defensive back positions. They are both listed as DB coach. Wow, Ian, I thought you knew this. That's basic stuff. Warren Moon threw some of the sweetest long tosses I've ever seen. Absolutely. Doug Williams was the first to win a Super Bowl. There's a big difference there. Not the first to play in the NFL. Warren Moon was the first to play in the NFL.
Yep.
That being said, let's move on and talk about the other great matchup. We have Andy Reid. Andy Reid is the now coach of the Chiefs, but he was the coach of the Eagles, so we have that matchup to talk about. Andy Reid now being the coach of the Chiefs, facing his former team with Nick Sirianni as the coach. And if it comes down to coaching instead of just the talent level of the team, I think the Chiefs could win. Hands down. Because
Do you
Andy Reid.
Fun fact, Jeremy?
Can I finish before? You just talked about this, so that's why I said something. Okay. If it comes down to coaching and it's Andy Reid versus Nick Sirianni, Andy Reid wins hands down. He's one of the best offensive minds in the NFL over the last 20 years. He's been coaching since probably I was a kid, and that's a long time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's I saw a thing where it was said when Andy Reid got hired, the Chiefs coach, the wide receivers coach was Nick Sirianni, and he let Nick. So Nick Sirianni has some bad right now. Which I find funny, but oh no.
Just a second, I'm looking something up.
Motivation.
Actually, Warren Moon never played in the USFL. He played in the CFL.
Yep.
That's what they're saying. The
Edmonton Eskimos, then the Houston Oilers, then Minnesota Vikings, then Seattle Seahawks, then Kansas City Chiefs. Never once did he play in the USFL.
Yeah.
But he had a 23-year career. Let's see.
Ow.
They both started playing QB at the same time.
Yeah, they're saying he won some Grey Cups when he was up there.
He did.
The only thing Jim Bob Cooter is, Rico Beard, is a great name for football, but he wasn't good.
I agree.
No, I was actually looking up info about players. It doesn't matter. Those guys all paved the way. It doesn't matter if it's Williams, Moon, Randall Cunningham, all of them guys. They paved the way for what we have now is the point, Eric Dalton. I'm not trying to be specific and all that stuff. They all paved the way.
Very true.
No, I didn't have to look up Coney Island because I had fish and I had Eric. I get it. Stop.
Oh,
Did they not pave the way for what we have today? That's the point. All of them did. Stop.
Yeah.
I think he's
Lord.
looking
Can't
way too much into this.
Yeah. Oh man.
Anyways, back to what I was talking about. If it comes down to coaching, I think Andy Reid would win it hands down, but you have to look at the talent level of both teams. And you also have to look at
The refs. Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
no. I'm not even bringing refs into shit anymore. I'm sick of that. Hey, you know what? Don't put yourself in a position where the refs can take a game away from you. That's what I was told for years. So there we go.
Yep, that is true. That's kind of hard when it's 4th and 9, and they give them another 3rd and 9. So anyway,
Now, whatever. It's over, man. I know it's salty. So
I hope the Eagles run them through the washer. That's all I say. But Andy Reid out coach them,
I guess
and
I
think
won't.
Chiefs win
I
37-34.
might as well not even do a show. I'm trying to ask a question, and you guys are answering before I finish answering the question.
Oh, my bad.
I'm not having a good night now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to calm down.
I'm sorry.
That's on me. I'm sorry.
No. It's everything going.
Hey, Miss.
I'm just trying to. Okay. Anyways, what I was trying to get at, it has to do with the talent level of the teams, how well they play, who's healthy, who's not. Unfortunately for the Chiefs, they have about 8 injuries versus 2 for the Eagles. So if you go by the talent level of each team and who's healthier, the Eagles have the edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Let's get into it. Who do you think's going to win, Shannon? Not. Don't go with your heart. Think with your head. Logically,
Well, logically, I think the Chiefs will, but because of their coaching, like you said, I love Andy Reid. I respect him. I mean, he's come from a long line of great coaches, and so I respect Andy Reid. I love his State Farm commercials. So, especially drawing the mustaches on all his teammates.
That one's great.
But yeah, Sirianni, I don't have a lot of respect for. I mean, he come into a loaded team basically. But yeah, I mean, growing up being an AFC fan, I would probably root for the AFC. I'm not, I know I was throwing out bitter Bengal stuff earlier, but to say, I think the Chiefs, coaching wise, if they had half of the 8 guys that are hurt healthy, I think they would win probably hands down. I think it'll be within one score. whoever wins it. And I'm going to say Chiefs by 3.5, 4 points. And Will, how about you? Because
Will, what do you think? What's going to happen this Super Bowl?
I think Mahomes is going to have a pretty darn good game. I think he. But that being said, this isn't going to be as sort of like, oh my gosh, he lost to Burrow. Good luck going back to the Super Bowl. No, this is many, many years, and he's going to probably win a handful more. Again, with that being said, this Philly offense is fast. They have Smith, Goddard, and Jalen Hurts. They have a good defense. We all know that. What I'm predicting is 28-24 Eagles.
I can see that.
I think it's going to be a close fought battle. I think it's going to be Philly 28, Chiefs 23, 51 points total. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
DC8091 says the Chiefs. Brian Roy says, Shannon, I'll take the Eagles. Cade Cunningham, I have the Warriors winning it all. Wrong sport, but that's okay, Cade. I wish you were playing with the Pistons because they'd be better than they are. But you're hurt. Good luck on your recovery. King SJ, going to be close. Going to also depend on who makes less mistakes.
That's true. What about Cade Cunningham? How is he? I mean, I don't watch the Pistons much. Is he a pretty good player? I know that has nothing to do with the Super Bowl, Jeremy, but yeah.
Okay, Eric Dalton says, I don't have a dog in the fight. Don't care who wins it all. Just want a good game to watch. 27-23 Chiefs. That's fine, too.
Good game. That's all I ask for.
Yep, I agree.
And Cade Cunningham says, Kansas City doesn't even have a basketball team. Go Philly. My dad says I'm picking whoever scores the most, probably, if I know him.
It looks like
I mean,
that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Huh.
That is funny.
I will. I'll be right there.
That being said, now we get to talk about what's coming up tomorrow night. It is the NFL award ceremony.
Yes.
And Eric Dalton says a cherry on the Sunday would be funny commercials. Oh, we're going to get a few of those. There always is. Patty Grimes says Philly wins. James Burgess says Eagles 31-23. I got more confidence in the O-line and D-line than KC. And James Burgess replies to my dad, Ken Ballrick, most reliable stat in sports. I'm picking whoever wins. And Patty Grimes says Hutch wins by a field goal. Listen, guys, Philly will lose by 16. I doubt it, Valenti. Yeah, I hear you, Eric Dalton. He put a bet in back when it was big odds against for Campbell to get Coach of the Year. If he gets it, it's $7,500 in his pocket. All right, let's start with Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who do you got it going for? I think Garrett Wilson's up there. Kenneth Walker. I wish Dameon Pierce wouldn't have got hurt mid-season because I think he'd have won it hands down the way he was running.
Texans, for the Texans, definitely. Yeah, if he wouldn't have got hurt, I agree. I go with Walker.
Brees Hall got hurt early, and Damian Pierce never missed a step until he got lost. Um, I think assistant coach of the year might go to Ben Johnson, but it might. I think K9 Kenneth Walker's going to end up getting offensive rookie of the year because they made the playoffs.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, who I thought too.
Ben Johnson said if I was drawing up plays, KC would win. Eric Dalton agrees with Walker. James Burgess says should be Kenneth Walker. Don't count out nope. Believe it or not, Purdy doesn't count because he didn't play 10 games in the regular season. You have to play 10 games or more in the regular season to be in Rookie of the Year voting. Ben Johnson, thanks, Jeremy, Assistant of the Year.
Yeah, I agree.
DC8091 has said the cherry on the Sunday would be another 30-minute power outage during the Super Bowl. Oh, now we're going to get to the Defensive Rookie of the Year. The three finalists is Ahmad A1 Sauce Gardner, Tariq Woolen of the Seattle Sea Chickens, and my boy Aiden Hutchinson.
I've got.
Oh,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I know Sauce is having a rookie. I've got Hutch slightly. Pulls the upset.
Well, if my vote counts, because I went online and did the voting, I voted for Hutch about 182 times a day for 2-3 weeks straight. So if that counts, he should win. But anyways, I think everybody in New York did the same thing for Sauce Gardner, and they kind of outpopulate my total votes just in the city at them making one.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon, who do you got winning?
I'm gonna go with Sauce Gardner. I like the Hutchinson, but I don't know if he'll have enough votes, like you said, with the population of New York and everything. You know. That's just my.
And seeing how I'm in a chat with David right now, he can't be on the YouTube channel and be typing at the same time. That's a fake Detroit Lions forum saying that he voted for Jared Goff. He's not even a rookie.
But still, that's pretty funny. I like that.
So the reason why I say Hutch should get it, it's the third time in NFL history that a lineman or linebacker had 9+ sacks and 3 interceptions. And the last 2 of those that did it was defensive end Richard Dent of the 85 Chicago Bears and Lawrence Taylor of the Super Bowl winning Giants versus the Bills that year.
Yeah.
And they got Defensive Player of the Year those 2 years that they did it. That's how big that was for a rookie coming into the NFL. And people can poo-poo it and say all they want.
No.
That's pretty good company for a rookie to be mentioned in. 2 Hall of Famers.
Very true.
Yeah, Richard
Dent sucked, and so did Lawrence Taylor. Ryan Poles said I voted for Brisker.
Those guys are pretty decent.
Yeah, considering he wasn't one of the ones being nominated as one of the 3 finalists, you couldn't have voted for Brisker. Could you? Keegan Eckert says, hey, guys. Next up, we got Defensive Player of the Year. I think it's going to end up going to Nick Bosa. I think the finalists were Nick Bosa, Micah Parsons, and then who is the other guy that had 6 interceptions this year that wasn't a rookie?
Can't even remember. I said so.
Add-in passes defended, forced fumbles, fumble recoveries, and one of the best defensive player seasons ever. Yep.
Yeah, I think Nick Bosa had too good of a year.
And James Burgess says Richard Dent was a very bad dude for a really long time. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, it will. TSU.
I got Bosa winning it. What do you think, Shannon?
Yeah, I was impressed with the way Bosa played this year. I mean, I was,
How about you, Will?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bosa.
Okay. Bosa probably gets it with the defense he led. Eric Dalton says Bosa. And then we get to offensive MVP. Offensive player of the year, OPOY. I think, hear me out, I think it's going to end up either Pat Mahomes gets offensive player of the year and Jalen Hurts gets MVP, or Jalen Hurts gets offensive player of the year and Mahomes gets MVP. It's going to be one or the other.
I agree.
Because it was self-evident. It was self-evident that Jalen Hurts was the MVP of his team because the 2 games he was out, they couldn't win with their backup.
I agree.
But Mahomes stayed healthy the whole season until the game. What was it? The divisional game when he got hurt, or did he get hurt? Yeah, he got hurt the week before.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the way it's going to go. One of them is going to be the offensive player of the year, and the other one is going to be the MVP of the league. That's how it's going to go. I can't really decide one way or the other because they both were that damn good.
They were.
Oh, look at this. And we get a visit from a guy from the Porn Star Hall of Fame, Ron Jeremy. I just started watching football. I'm usually making movies.
Yeah, you are, Jeremy. Yes, you are, Ron Jeremy.
And Brian Roy comes in and says, F Aaron Rodgers. Well, now that somebody brought him up that's a Lions fan, we might as well talk about it. Aaron Rodgers says he's going into a dark room for 4 days to think about his football life.
Like I told you pre-show on replay.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Old friends.
I come to speak with you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. That's
if I had 2 choices of the Raiders and the. Mm-hmm. If I only had 3 teams to go to between the Packers and you stay with the Packers, go to the Titans, the Jets,
or the Raiders.
Yeah, I think I'd just go in a dark room for the rest of my life, probably. That's just me, though. Retire and go to a dark room forever.
Aaron, who? I'm in the dark on this. James Burgess says plus 5 on that comment. That's great. Ron Jeremy, you can't make Linda Lovelace choke. From Eric Dalton. I'm pretty sure that team beating Rodgers in the season finale put Rodgers in a dark place. I'm pretty sure that you're right there, King SJ. And James Burgess says, King SJ plus 1. Hey, all I know is the connection this season in those 2 games with Kirby Joseph and Aaron Rodgers was pretty legit. Considering Kirby Joseph only had 4 interceptions all season, and 3 of them was on Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. Best receiver he had all.
And it looks like Tanner comes in from Sports Buffoon, says, hey, guys, Chiefs. Love the red on you. In the chat.
We're both wearing red.
Yep. I think his is Tennessee orange, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that what that is there, Shannon?
No, I'm actually wearing my Trevor Bauer Cy Young Award for Cincinnati Reds in 2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'm getting ready for baseball season, even though I know the Reds ain't gonna do jack or squat.
And
But
My mom,
you know,
my mom's dog Penny comes in and says, "Hi, guys."
hi
hi,
Penny.
Penny.
Say, Mom. Yeah.
Dogs always make the day better.
Yeah, they
No, I
sure
don't
do.
have one, but they.
You should, Will. You should, Will. It don't matter
Well,
what kind of dog.
so, chat, what do you guys want to talk about?
Oh, we still have Coach of the Year, by the way.
Oh, Coach of the Year.
Zach Taylor.
You want it to be.
Yeah, it's not gonna be, but I'm just
No.
saying.
It's coming down to, I think the three finalists are Andy Reid, Nick Sirianni, and Brian Daboll.
I could see that. That'd be a dark horse if there is a dark horse. Brian Day. I mean, would you have thought the Giants would have done what they done in his first year?
No, I wish it. So I got.
I mean, no.
Daboll.
Look at all the pundits all had them with the same amount of win total that I suggested they would be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nobody expected this out of the Giants with a brand new coach, a brand new GM. Nobody expected it. Doug Peterson should be a finalist, but I heard the three finalists are Reid, Sirianni, and Daboll.
Daboll, yeah.
Well, I mean,
got Daboll.
Me.
I would love it if they gave it to Daboll.
Yeah.
First year as a head coach and took a team that nobody thought could win anything to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That NFC East division, I'm gonna tell you that.
Sports Reviews, Doug Peterson friends. No, I don't have any Jags fans on this week, so we're good.
Yeah, well, the thing of it is, I could see that too. I mean, at least be a finalist, or at least the top five, because
Oh, I bet he'll get a top 5 vote. Same with Cam.
Yeah.
And Eric Dalton comes in and says, nobody expected the Lions to win 9 games except you and I, JB. Oh, there was a lot of them that thought they could get there. It's just they didn't want to stake their reputation by putting that number out there. They were like, "Oh, we only won 3 and a tie last year. We'll be lucky to get 7 wins." Blah blah blah.
Now, who thought the Lions were going to be good? This guy.
This guy right here.
All I know is I would love to be a part of the Lions staff in any way. I don't care.
You deserve it.
Nah, not really. It takes a lot of time, a lot of work. I'm just putting in work now at my age. By the time I get a chance to be a part of the Lions staff, I'll be a janitor.
Jeff Saturday was a coach, so hey, I'm sorry. And I know you'd be better than Jeff Saturday.
My sister, who doesn't know football, might be better than Jeff Saturday.
Yeah, I don't think it would take much to be better than Jeff Saturday, would it? That's kind of a disrespect to you, Jeremy. I apologize for that.
I'm just saying. My dad says, I think maybe someday someone will probably beat Paul Cross's interception record as a rookie with 12, but he did it when they were only playing 12 games. I mean, 17 games is a huge advantage. It is. The closest we had was last year with Trayvon Diggs. That's the closest we've had in a long time, but he was not a rookie when he got his 11.
No, he wouldn't.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Keegan.
Smoking with ball boy Jeremy B. Keegan Eckert says. Patty Grimes says towel boy. Thanks. I appreciate the effort here. Ken Ballrick. I don't know.
Manager.
12 is off the charts amazing at 17 still. It is. Guys, I'm pissed off about the Super Bowl from Oscar the Grouch.
You complain a lot trash and recycling, Oscar the Grouch.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. The only guy that got close was Trayvon Diggs last year with his 11. And that's because, and it wasn't because people were throwing at him. It's because he was jumping in front of passes because they tried to throw over him, around him, and through him. The thing is that if they'd have just waited 2 seconds, the wide receiver would have burnt him like toast, just like they did all season. Because that year in 2021, he had the most yards against and the best QBR against too, which makes no sense when you got 11 interceptions.
No, it don't.
I mean, even Eli Apple didn't give up as many yards or a better QBR against. Hey, he was better than somebody at something.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad. The only thing he's better at than that is running his damn mouth.
Yeah, I know. He does a good job at pissing people off with it.
Yeah, I just
Eli crab apples.
I mean, the thing of it was, I mean, he got burnt in that Super Bowl, and then I mean, actually, I think this past year was actually his better year than last year. But damn, keep your mouth, your damn mouth shut and play football. Shit. Sorry.
Ken, probably not. Why? They quit throwing towards those guys. Absolutely. I mean, Sauce got his 2 interceptions in the first 5 games, and then all of a sudden, nobody stopped throwing that way. Eli Ramsey, Keegan Eckert says. Well, Ramsey actually turned around his season after Baker Mayfield came around. He actually started playing defense again. It was amazing. Yeah. I don't know what happened. It was like a tale of 2 Ramseys.
He has all the talent in the world. Ramsey does. My wife knows his mother very well because she used to work with his mom, Jalen, and he's definitely not who he used to be until he got that big money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You guys ever hear this? The opponent's girlfriends in high school just to get in their head.
About the only NFL news I really want to talk about right now is, well, unfortunately, Shannon, one of your boys on the Bengals got himself arrested last week.
Oh yeah, I know.
Joe Mixon.
That was so damn stupid. I think that was even before the damn Chiefs game too. I think it was.
Yeah, it happened the week before, and he got arrested for it last week. Is what I'm getting at.
That's just you know. I mean, Mixon has a history of that. I mean, I watched that video of him in Oklahoma, and he smacked the shit out of that girl. She might have deserved it, but to me, I was raised, and you don't. As Chris Rock would say, you don't hit a woman, you just shake the shit out of one, you know. And,
no, I'm not giving anybody. Yeah, I get you. I know. I
but yeah, I know what you're saying.
I don't like to hit women unless it's in a pillow fight.
With a brick in there. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's only if it's my ex.
Yeah. I got a couple of exes I'd like to.
Also, one of Shannon's former.
All right. Stat that kills me is Charles Sand. Wait, I gotta read a comment real quick. Stat that still kills me is Charles Woodson blew Deion Sanders' doors off in NFL career, probably because Deion was always in the spotlight. You're probably right. And my dad says, "Did you know that diarrhea is hereditary? It runs in your genes."
It definitely does.
Yeah, like that.
I love
Green
that.
also retired retired.
Plus 5
Yeah.
to Dad.
Yeah, thank you,
Oh,
That
AJ.
guy was a
the bad.
beast.
Yeah. Here's the interception career leaders. There is Paul Krause with 81 interceptions. Next up is Dick Duran with 63.
I remember Dick.
And then the numbers drop significantly after that. Nobody has been above 55 since Darrell Revis.
Wow.
So
That's a hard record.
Eric Dalton Mixon literally was past his past and brought it back up. Yep. Because he did what he did in college and then straightened his ass up in the pros and then did it again 2 weeks ago.
Well, like I said, I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, I know he'd been pretty much a good character person up until then. I mean, that's $10 million the Bengals could save. That's $10 million they could use for anything else. Plus, you got Sammy Pirine, Samaje Pirine still there. So there's some running backs out there that could be as serviceable as him.
Well, James Burgess, you can say what you want. Paul Krause had weak ball skills. It was all luck. You want to know what it was? QBs weren't as good back then as they are now.
Right.
True.
Yeah, you're talking about you were lucky if a QB threw for anything even close to 4,000 yards because it's 12 games a season when he started. And it was 14 games a season when he retired.
Speaking of records, I want to ask the friend, what's his name? Norm record in the game is 548 yards. Does it get broken?
Oh, for passing yardage?
In the game.
For the Super Bowl? That was, who was that? Kenny Stabler that did it or what?
Game. Regular season game.
Oh, 548 yards. Eventually it's going to get broken. I see it happening. We've had quarterbacks almost throw for 500 yards by themselves, but that's because there was no running game whatsoever.
True.
If they had a running game in that game, they wouldn't have that many yards passing.
True.
And DC8091 says, or a hard slap on her ass. He goes, did I say that out loud? It's the only other way to hit a girl.
Marino's. That's a must. I agree, Eric.
No, that means everybody in the whole league was mediocre until Marino. Think about it.
Yeah.
Kenby, is that true? Does that mean that JB has it? He's talking about the diarrhea. Thanks, Keegan. Or do I just need to know? You need to know. No, I don't have diarrhea. Sorry. It doesn't run in these genes.
Not tonight, anyway.
That being said, I'm to the point of the night where I need to talk about my sponsors. A1 Tire and Auto Repair in Coquitlam on Old Coquitlam Road in Bay City. We do window tinting, auto detailing, new and used tires, and yes, TNT Auto Sales is there for your used cars. Stop in and check us out. We also have the location on Broadway in Bay City, and we have another location on Genesee and Saginaw. Mention this ad, and he will give you guys a nice little discount on your purchase. The other one I have to mention, and I'm still waiting for a new photo from him, is Dan Leonard. I am waiting for the photo for Mad Lab Custom Creations so I can actually show something here. Because tonight I bought 2 spots in a break at $10 a piece at a chance at a flat white Barry Sanders helmet. 30 spots at $10 because it's a $300 helmet. It makes sense. He's not trying to make a killing off of it. He's trying to make what it's worth.
When's he breaking it?
As soon as he fills the break. Right now, there's 3 spots left. Fill it up. I want to see it. I want to see either. What did I pick? I'm trying to remember what I picked.
Wish I had.
I hope. And 9. Yeah. Either one. I just pick either number. I'll be happy. Have you guys talked about Steve Wilkes going to? No, I wasn't covering all the other coaching hires. I know that Steve Wilkes got hired. I know that Brian Flores is now at DC as well. Kudos to both of them. I don't like that Brian Flores is now going to be leading the defense of the Minnesota Vikings because that's bad for our division. It's good for Minnesota, but bad for our division because he's very good at dialing up the pressure, which is something Minnesota Vikings were dead last at.
Yep. And Wilkes is adopting a really good defense.
And James Burgess says, for sure, on QBs being vastly better. Namath tossed 36 interceptions the year before the Super Bowl, and it wasn't that much of a statistical outlier. No, I mean, Joe Namath is probably the most overrated Super Bowl winning QB ever. And I put him third in that list. And people are going to hate me for what I'm about to say, but Terry Bradshaw and Troy Aikman were the other two. Because look at their regular season stats for their career.
Career numbers.
I think Bradshaw was 2 interceptions away from having more interceptions than touchdowns, and I think Aikman was less than 10 away from doing it.
Yeah. I agree.
Eric Dalton says diarrhea doesn't run in this generation. They wear yoga pants now. That being said, it's been a great show. I do have another show to do with my publisher tonight. So we're going to be signing off. Go Eagles, go Chiefs. I just want a good Super Bowl. I really don't care, except it will really break my parlay if the Eagles don't win and it isn't over the points. Jalen Hurts doesn't run for more than 35 yards and A.J. Brown doesn't catch at least 40 yards.
Yeah. Go Eagles.
So this has been Kneecap Biting with Smokin Jeremy B. Shannon, you got any final thoughts for tonight?
Everybody have a safe off season, and hopefully we can get together during the off season and just chit chat. And I'll see y'all next football season.
I'm doing this show every week in the off season because there's always going to be NFL news, so we can always talk about NFL news.
Cool.
We just won't have weekly pickups. So see y'all again next week, and I hope you all have an excellent day. Enjoy the football game this Sunday. Enjoy the commercials, and let's look forward to a prosperous 2023 for whoever you root for, but especially our Detroit football Lions.
Yeah,
you know what I want to hear a lot?
Lions Bengals Super Bowl 58.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Lions Panthers NFC Championship.
And the Lions still go to the Super Bowl. I like it.
Bengals Jaguars AFC Championship. How about that? Just have all tigers and cats and stuff.
Hey, they would call it the Double Kitty Bowl that week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Animal Planet could have a blast with that.
Yeah, the kitty instead of the puppy bowl, they can have the kitty bowl instead. Y'all take care. God bless, and I'll see y'all next week.
Eric, you're good. I just had to refocus for a second because it's been a frustrating day, and I was letting everything mount up to a head. Yeah. That being said, Rodney Fouch is a new subscriber. Thanks for commenting, Rodney. Have a great evening. And just remember, as I always say, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because that's the only way to make the world a better place. Wow, look at the puppies.
He's ready to eat some burger.
But what I was going to say, for all the fans out there that are Lions fans commenting in the chat, you know what I want to hear a lot of when I go to the games next year? Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield. And when the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave. Rah, 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 go hard, win the game. With honor you will keep your fame. down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go Lions!